What coming to you live from the Triple K action happening in my backyard. The weather's getting nice. My tooth is getting a little better. I have to go to surgery on Monday, which kind of sucks. I'm going to be back to square one. But in the meantime, while weather's on our side, while I have, you know, enough energy to talk and make these videos, I want to continue to work on all three K cars. I just removed the rear sway bar on that one to ship it to Danny Gum. Shout out to his Cappuccino in Cali. This guy, the oil filter looks brand new, so I might just do an oil change today maybe, or the next day. And then I'll swap out the plugs just cause. When it comes to Mr. Rusty, I still want to swap out the LSD. I haven't really done it yet just because I really don't know what I'm doing, but the homie with the green cappuccino said he'll help me. But I think we're probably gonna do that maybe soon after like I heal up and everything. We'll swap it out in my backyard. Hopefully it's not too hard. And then once I get the LSD out of this car, it's officially gonna be gone for sale. I'll probably sell it for like $1,500, $2,000. It'll just be out of my hair. And then this guy for today, I want to swap out the IAC. Swap this guy from over there, but this is technically from the green car and he was having issues too. But I'm gonna swap it in, see if it fixes all my idle issues. Maybe the check engine light comes off, but this basically goes right here. So let me pop the old one off. We put this one in, see if everything gets fixed. I'll drive it around a little bit. We'll start it up, see if the idle keeps jumping around. I don't see any rips or anything. This one obviously looks a lot fresher, but he was having issues, so I'd be shocked if this magically just works in mine. But let's install it. All right, new part installed. Let's start her up. Usually I have to drive it for it to really come back into play. I think it needs to go under load. So let's move the Honda Z. Now let's start the Cappuccino. Extremely loud. You probably can't hear it, but it sounds like I'm gonna have an issue. I definitely don't think I can make it all the way to the spare key place, but it sounds like the green Cappuccino. It sounds like exactly the issue he was having. So I guess I'm gonna have to drive over to him. We'll swap those back over, but for the video I'll drive around the block. But I'm pretty sure if the check engine light doesn't come on, that may be one thing, but that has a sound that shouldn't be there. I would like to say, although it is making that sound, I definitely feel like my idle's a bit lower. I know I can adjust it manually, but let's see. I'm gonna turn right on the next block. And there I'll get into boost, see how it feels, but it sounds exactly like his green Cappuccino, which he was having issues with. Check engine light still hasn't turned on either. But let's gun it down this block. I drove one more block and look who decided to show up. Check engine light is back on. And my idle's still doing the same thing. It gets to 2,000 and drops back down. I still think Mr. Rusty, the one that's in there, may fix the car, so we're probably gonna have to swap anyway. But for now, this doesn't look like my solution. We're still gonna go to Connecticut and pick up the other one. For now, let's swap the one that's been on the car back. Change of plans. I initially was going to work on the Honda Z, but this idle thing is really driving me insane. So what I'm gonna do, I kind of just been looking over everything. There's a couple things that are different, and I adjusted them off camera. I should have recorded it. But you can see right here, you see how that guy is very out? This car idles perfectly. So this is kind of like the base map. We're gonna try to make mine be like this one. So this guy, you can see, is very pushed in. I adjusted it, nothing happened. This you could also see is a lot higher than Mr. Rusty. This one goes down extremely deep. So maybe I should adjust it a bit more. But what I'm gonna do now is take this off again, put it on Mr. Rusty, let the car warm up, and see if the idle was at 1,500, see if it's still going a little wonky, and then I'll be able to tell that's what my problem is. My cousin was telling me that what I should do is just swap out the complete throttle body. You can see the throttle body sensors right there. He said if I do that, most likely my issue would at least be diagnosed and I could see where to go from there. But for now, what I'm gonna do is actually just twist mine down to about that height and see if that changes anything. And if it doesn't, then I'll swap over the I-Ax and then see, you know, just continue to troubleshoot because I really want this to be good. The Honda Z is perfect. There's not really anything I could do. Tomorrow, what I think I probably will do though with the Honda Z is paint the calipers yellow back here, swap out the air filters, swap out the cabin filter, swap out the plugs and the... So let's start this up. Give it some spins. Two more. So it's been running for like 5 minutes now. It's been holding at where it belongs to be, around like 1100. I don't mind that at all. It's just crazy how quiet the car is now. Before it almost sounded like it had an exhaust leak. But I guess, I doubt that's my solution. It'd be crazy if all I had to do was really adjust that. But we're gonna do the test. Let's drive around the block, see how it is under load. And who knows, maybe that really was all I had to do. And if that's the case, we'll start working on the Honda Z today. I think I have about an hour or two of sunlight left. We can at least prep the calipers. Shout out to Mr. Rusty, you didn't help me too much, but you just being here and me being able to see that and that made my life a little easier. So let's pull this out, go around the block, and maybe all I need to do is give it a couple turns. I doubt it though, like I really doubt it. I really doubt that that's all I had to do, but let's see, let's see. I said in the last video that I would sell the Cappuccino and keep the Z, and I don't know if I really believe that myself. There it is. Let me stop moving. Let's see if it goes from 15 to 2000 still. It was fun, it was fun. I drove like for 2 more minutes off camera and it wasn't on, and I was like, wow. But let's see, we're gonna stop. What does it do now? So it's not surging anymore, but the check engine light is still on. I mean, it's also idling at 1500, which it wasn't, you know, a couple minutes ago. So I do think it's still something idle related. I don't know. I guess drive back to the backyard and find out. We'll see what else we could do. All right, update. What I'm gonna do now is go to the parts store and buy 2 vacuum lines, because you can hear it over here. You guys remember, this is what I was having issues with. You hear that sound? Hopefully you can hear it. But if I squeeze this, you hear my idle go down. I think it's leaking because these are too big. If I squeeze this one, same thing. The idle drops back down to where it sounds like where it belongs to be, around like 1100. I can't check, obviously, I'm only one person. But I let it go, it gets higher. I squeeze, lower. So I think there's a leak there, or maybe this whole thing just has a problem. But I'm gonna buy smaller vacuum lines real quick. It's only a couple minutes away. And then I'll also make a spare key of the Z while I'm there. But let's turn this off. I think we made some progress with that. Let's get some vacuum lines. I come here so often, they just let me play around with the size I need, but I think it's this. Let me test it out just to confirm. Here's the size you need if anybody's wondering. 7mm 9x32. Let's go home, test this out. I still think that Mr. Rusty's is gonna change everything, but maybe it's just a vacuum leak at this point. I can't believe this 1 foot of vacuum line costs almost $9. This better fix my problem. All my future Honda Z homies, it's this key, that number X250B101. Now let's head home, fix the Cappuccino, prep this guy for tomorrow, maybe take off the wheels and dust off the calipers. Now that this is out of the red Cappuccino, we're gonna go from that size to this. Definitely a bit smaller, there's some room for vacuum leaks. Let me just cut them both up, reinstall into here. Let's drive around the block. Let's see if really that was my issue. And let's adjust this guy. I've been running around so much, I'm not sure if I even mentioned it, but look at this one. You can see how this screw is all the way in there. On this guy, it's basically almost sticking out. So apparently it's two different sizes. This is a lot thinner than this. This guy is much thicker. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna really tell, so that was kind of a waste of $9. And you can just tell by this, look. These are doing nothing. Like, these aren't clamping anything down. So I guess I have to go back to AutoZone, get a different size. I'm not obviously able to take off my whole intake manifold to go over there, but I need something a little thicker than this. But you can see on here, like, look, this isn't really holding anything on. This again isn't holding anything on. This is on here is tight though, which I liked. I was like, all right, this is the perfect size. I brought this whole thing to AutoZone. I need something that is thin here and thick here. So I guess a little thinner than this, unless this is my whole issue, honestly, which could be the case. So I don't know what to do. So actually, I just connected the one that goes into the red cappuccino on here. And let's see if we're getting that same vacuum leak. Yeah, it's doing it again. You hear it? The vacuum leak. There's definitely a leak here somewhere. Or the hose is just too big in general. Yeah, I think the hose is just too big in general. Let's see if this helps. I'm gonna keep it in here for maybe like 30 seconds. Run outside. See if I can get it in there. It's better, but it's definitely not the solution. All right, it's getting dark. I guess we won't be diagnosing this today. I have to find a vacuum line that is this side on one side and then thicker like this on the other, because those two fit perfectly, but just like this or just like that, not working. So for now, I actually put the stock ones back on that had a couple rips. I'm gonna start the car now, see how it feels. I actually might go around the block as well, just to see if maybe my issue really was just this, because we did also do some changes, like adjusting that and that. So let me get my keys, start this up, drive around the block. Maybe that's all it took. I haven't moved the car from my backyard yet, but this is the end goal. This exact site right here, idling with my headlights on around like 1100, 1000. I'm okay with that. No check engine light. I don't know if I fixed my problem just by adjusting the intake idle. That would be a crazy blessing. I mean, this car has been giving us issues, but all the issues have been like little things, like not even my alternator breaking during the road trip, just the wire, me having a bad ground here. So let's circle the block once or twice. It took a while for it to come back on last time, so I'm hoping that a couple runs, a couple hard pulls, will give us the answer. And there it is, still on. Now I just need to pull over and see what it does. So we saw that it was chilling around 1100. Now with the check engine light on, I'm assuming it's probably going to be chilling where it's at right now. Yeah, 1500. Yeah, it's weird, guys. What do you think it is? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna drive it back home now. Tomorrow I'm gonna work on the Z. I'm gonna read all you guys' comments. I don't think it's a vacuum leak. As you can see, it's not purging. It could still be that IAC. It could still be that, which I will be swapping over from the green cappuccino that was in rusty. So maybe it's that, because this is still the one that was on my car to begin with. So I didn't really do anything but just adjust the intake idle. So when I eventually drive over to Connecticut, or he drives over here, I'll swap it over from Mr. Rusty, which we can confirm works and there is no check engine light. You guys know where I'm at. Teggy's Detail. I knew he would have the right chemicals for me to finally clean off all the writing on the Z. Now we're talking. Finally got the windshield clean. Gave the headlights a little clean. Cleaned every piece of glass on the car. What a great way to end this video. Tomorrow, we work on the Honda Z. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.